Timothy, William, and me, Jacob, and we are coming back with another banger. Timothy, you want to tell us the topics?
Yes, I will. Coming off some playoff madness. The very first topic is who is to blame for the Cowboys underachieving in the playoffs? William, I'll let you go first.
It has a lot to do with penalties. The penalties kill the game. A lot to do with the staff, especially the head coach, Mike McCarthy. I mean, at the very end, I think it was the right call. That should have slid. He got almost to the touchdown. It just the ref took his sweet time touching the ball. I personally blame the refs, but it was also on the team for penalties and everything else. I'll say the head coach.
Timothy?
I blame Mike McCarthy having them so underprepared for that game. All the penalties goes on the head coach's fault, not being disciplined. It all goes to the head coach. In my personal opinion, Mike McCarthy should be let go.
It's definitely not the referee's fault, William. That's Dax. He should know he has to give the ref the ball, but it's Mike McCarthy. Like Timothy said, he ain't preparing well enough. They have 14 penalties. It's hard to win a football game when you got 14 penalties, and they just wasn't prepared at all.
I'd say I would keep Mike McCarthy for one more time. See how he does.
He's 2 games above 500. I think that's what his record is in 2 years. I think that's too bad for the Cowboys roster. It's time for him to let him go. All right. Very next topic is after I don't know what happened to the Cardinals last night, getting boat raced by the Rams. Is Kyler Murray overrated? Jacob, will let you go first.
Absolutely not. That's crazy to say Kyler Murray is overrated. Kyler Murray is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Kyler Murray is, look, they like I said, pointed out a couple of videos ago. They started like the Steelers started last year. They did so great, and then they just fell down. Kyler Murray is an elite quarterback. He's up there with Josh Allen and the Lamar Jacksons of the world. After for one, they needed him some offensive line help, and after D Hop went down, it was just hard for him to do anything.
William?
No, he's not overrated, and he's not underrated. I think that there may be, you have to deal with injuries and everything else. DeAndre Hopkins was his number one target. That hurts when you lose a player like that because that's your guy. Okay, well, I need to throw the ball. He's out there. I know he can catch that ball. But I think penalties, injuries and all that all does matter.
All right, I'm gonna say maybe Kyler Murray is a tad bit overrated. He's only like in his 3rd year. Maybe our expectations for Kyler Murray is too high. But Kyler Murray is a scrambling type quarterback, and yes, he is really small, so his balls are gonna get deflected a lot. Kyler Murray is the best when he's able to move around outside the pocket and go outside the pocket and make the throws. It's kind of hard to do that when the pressure is coming in from all sides. So, like Jacob said, they need better offensive line.
Yes, I wouldn't say his height had a lot to do with it because he was playing just fine against a lot of these teams just in the regular season. He was doing he was killing teams. I don't see the height being an issue. It's players being hurt. And the
No, I feel like the height is definitely an issue because if you look at through the games and season, also against the Rams, his height is kind of an issue trying to throw over the offensive line and the defense line because the ball is used to get deflected and tipped a lot, which causes a lot of interceptions. So the best bet for him is get outside the pocket where he can avoid all that so he can make the throws. The very next topic is, should the Giants get rid of Daniel Jones after getting rid of their GM and the head coach? And if they should, who should they get and why? William, let you go first.
No, they should not get rid of Daniel Jones. Get a new head coach, get a new GM. Retry him out. He never had a good team to go off of. The entire time he's been there. I say give him one more try. Well, brand new head coach, brand new GM,
Timothy?
And go from there.
No, Jay, I'm gonna let you go first because I have some news about this.
Russell Wilson said he's gonna explore his options, but if you can't get Russell Wilson, I mean, you might as well stick with Daniel Jones. If not, I mean, you can go out and try to trade for Deshaun Watson, but he's probably gonna be suspended for 8 games. But I feel like you go get Deshaun Watson, let Daniel Jones play these 8 games while Watson's suspended or whatever, and then after Watson's come back, you say piss on Daniel Jones. You let him go. William, he says not a good team around him. He has all the weapons he needs around him. It's just Daniel Jones not being a good quarterback is the reason that he's going to be out the NFL.
All right, I feel like you do get rid of Daniel Jones if this happens. If you can get Brian Flores as your head coach, you should try to get Brian Flores. Brian Flores and Deshaun Watson has a good relationship together. You get Brian Flores, then most likely you're going to get Deshaun Watson. When Brian Flores was in Miami, he wanted Deshaun Watson to come there. The owner of the Miami Dolphins did not want that. He wanted to stick with Tua. The problem was Brian Flores did not like Tua Tagovailoa. He did not like his work ethic, and he said himself he cannot win a championship with Tua Tagovailoa. That's why he was let go. The whole entire time, he's just been wanting Deshaun Watson. You get him in New York, they're going to want a quarterback. Get him who he wants to get him Deshaun Watson. Get Deshaun Watson, Brian Flores in New York. And that is going to turn your whole entire franchise around and make you relevant and maybe win your division.
If they get Deshaun Watson, that they're easily winning that division. I mean, if Saquon stays healthy and the receiver and the weapons around him stay healthy, that's the best team in that division.
But you're talking about a lot of repairing on that team.
No, you're not talking about
a
lot of repairing. All you need is a quarterback. All you need is a quarterback and Saquon to stay healthy. That's the two things you need. If you get Deshaun Watson, we already know what Deshaun Watson is. Deshaun Watson is straight up superstar. He is stud. You get Deshaun Watson, all you need is Saquon Barkley, his running mate, to stay healthy. You're winning the division.
And if you get Brian Flores, you see how good Brian Flores is as a head coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I was Brian Flores, I would go to the Vikings and keep Kirk Cousins.
If I'm Brian Flores,
yes,
if I'm the Giants, personally, if I'm the Giants, I'm getting Brian Flores. Because the last head coach they had, Joe Judge, guess where he came from? He came from the Patriots. Also, Brian Flores came from the Patriots. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense to get Brian Flores. What is your final thought?
William?
My final thought is, if the Giants, they have a lot of rebuilding to do.
No, they don't.
If you're the Giants, I would choose getting Brian Flores and Deshaun Watson over Russell Wilson.
If you can do that, you're going to the division. Guaranteed.
Well, the Giants do not have a lot of rebuilding to do. I don't know what Giants you be watching. They're literally a quarterback away from winning the division. They got a solid defense. They got a solid offense outside of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is just a clown show. That's all Daniel Jones is. But that's the end of the video. Like and subscribe.
27 Hearts Peak.